Hey guys, this is Miss Carpenter. First of all, I miss you guys so much. I can't believe that I'm teaching on an iPad right now, but we're going to roll with it. This is how our lessons are going to look like a lot of times. So before I get started, I just want to tell you that I miss you. I love you. I wish you were here, but we're still going to learn, and we're going to use some great new tools along the way. So just hold on tight and get ready to review some polynomials. We did this unit before we left, but we never got a test on it. We just did our review. So you guys have actually already completed this study guide, but we never got to go over it. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. I've picked a few important problems that I really want to make sure we go over. And then for your exit ticket today, you're going to have a few questions that relate to what I'm going over, just to show me that you're good to move on to our next unit. All right, so here we go. So the first question I'm going to start with asks us to simplify these polynomials on number 7. The first thing that I see that I know I'm going to have to deal with is that little subtraction sign on the outside of those parentheses. So I know that that subtraction sign is telling me that I'm going to have to distribute to everything inside that set of parentheses. So once I've done that, I can go ahead and rewrite this term. So now that negative times x squared makes negative x squared. Negative times negative 4x actually makes positive 4x. And then that negative times a negative 1 actually makes a positive 1. Okay, now that I've done that, I can combine like terms. So I'm going to combine the ones that look alike. So I've got this 2x squared and a negative x squared. Now both of those have an x and a squared as an exponent, so they look alike. Then I have a 3x and a 4x. Okay, and they look alike because they just both have a normal x. And then finally I have a 2, let's not use blue because my writing's blue. I have a 2 and a 1, and they look alike because they're both constants. Okay, so now that I've put my like terms together, I've seen which ones look alike, let's put them together. So I've got 2x squared and negative x squared, which is gonna leave me with x squared. 3x plus 4x makes 7x, and then 2 plus 1 makes 3. And you are all done. Okay, now, and that's all I asked you to do on this problem, was simplify them. Okay, so that's all you got to worry about. All right, let's go to number 9 now. So again, we have a term on the outside of our parentheses, so that means we're going to have to use it to distribute. So since I wrote on the other problem, I'm going to distribute down here just to make it a little easier to see. So distribute, okay? And then when I multiply exponents, remember you add them, okay? So 5c squared, well, first of all, 5 times 9 gives me 45. C squared times c squared gives me c to the 4th. D times d squared gives me d cubed, okay? I've taken care of that first term. Now, 5 times negative 4 makes negative 20. C squared times c cubed gives me c to the 5th. D times d gives me d squared. And then finally, my last term, 5 times negative 2 makes negative 10. C squared times no c is just c squared. D times no d is just d. Okay? Now, I actually do not have any like terms this time. So, you could do a couple things here. If you wanted to rearrange and put this in standard form, that negative 20 c to the 5th would actually go first because it has the largest exponent attached to that c. So if you wanted to rewrite it, I can do that out here to the side. I would change this to negative 20 c to the 5th d squared. And then the next one would be that 45c to the 4th because it's the next largest, so plus 45c to the 4th d cubed. And then my last one is that negative 10c squared d, okay? So that, if I wanted to put it in standard form, that's the order I would go in, all right? All right, now let's move on to number 11. So I've got these two binomials, and I've got to figure out how I can simplify those. So I want you to look at something with me. Whenever I have those two groups of parentheses, that means I'm going to have to multiply, okay? So in our class, what we use to multiply those two binomials is the box method, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and set up my little box here and put my terms on the edges, okay? So now I can use that method to solve. So 4x times x is 4x squared. X times negative 3 is negative 3x. 4x times negative 1 is negative 4x. And negative 3 times negative 1 is positive 3. Now, if you remember from class, I can find my like terms and diagonals. So what I have left over is 4x squared. Negative 4x plus negative 3x is negative 7x. And then plus 3 left over. And I'm done. Okay.